Jam-packed and foil-wrapped for freshness, this is BBC Knowledge. Welcome to today, Thursday the 24th of June, 1999. Now on BBC Knowledge, with something fishy going on, here's Dynamo. This is BBC Knowledge, and this, bad jokes and all, is Dynamo.
Now on BBC Knowledge, from small acorns, the odd remarkable tree. You're watching Science on BBC Knowledge with Moments of Genius. Now on BBC Knowledge, decisions to make or avoid about work in Life Stuff. What?
This is BBC Knowledge, Seeing Salvation. What is billionaire Sheldon Adelson's extraordinary quest? Find out in the mission after Tools of the Trade. Andy follows his passion and Vanessa continues her campaign. Life Stuff in 50 minutes after one man tries to make his dream come true on BBC Knowledge.
You're watching BBC Knowledge. Now, exclusive to BBC Knowledge, our weekly update on the lives and loves of the people of Saint-Tropez.
BBC Knowledge continuing a special week featuring some of the world's great detectives and their creators. And Lovers of the Arctic Circle is next on BBC Knowledge. So now on BBC Knowledge, is it fate? Passions swell and there are some sexual scenes in Lovers of the Arctic Circle.
We've a musical biography in 50 minutes, followed by Storyville's rockumentary about Dylan's 1965 British tour. First, Omnibus attempts to get inside his mind. Including classic performances of Knocking on Heaven's Door, Dignity, Like a Rolling Stone and Maggie's Farm, Dylan sings on BBC Knowledge next. Staying with Dylan Knight now on BBC Knowledge, a short musical biography of the legendary singer-songwriter as told through his own music. Continuing Bob Dylan Knight next on BBC Knowledge with the story of his British tour in 1965. An intimate portrait of Dylan now on BBC Knowledge, Storyville's Don't Look Back. Stay with us as BBC Knowledge continues its season of Japanese films next. A stylish gangster thriller now on BBC Knowledge to mark the Japan 2001 season in the UK. This film contains some scenes of prolonged violence.
That Robbie interview is going to be great. Now on BBC Choice, live, direct, always on the button, alert and wide awake, backstage with Julia Bradbury. 5 pints of curry in a club usually does it for me, but BBC Choice discovers a couple of different ways of looking for love now in real lives. Strictly on a need-to-know basis. This is BBC Choice.
Okay, all I have to say now on BBC Choice is turn it up loud.
Patrick Kilty's almost live now. Well, not as almost live as he was on BBC One last Friday. This is BBC Choice, after all.
This is BBC Choice. This is Refreshing TV. Time now for Alistair McGowan's Big Impression. This is BBC Choice. Drama, bad language and sexual matters now in the party. This is BBC Choice. Zoe Ball's story so far is here in 15 minutes. That's after plenty of hot links.
This is Refreshing TV on BBC Choice. Now it's time for the very stern Anne Robinson, who'll be grilling the weakest link. Very few rock stars have anything even resembling a rock shrine after they're gone, but John Lennon's is actually official. Here it is. Now on Choice, they keep referring to her as a pop star's reject, but I say no. I say she's a solo singer. All right. Claire Freeland joins Chris for Liquid. You are watching BBC Choice, and guess what? Size matters. Good evening, you're watching BBC Choice, and our first stop tonight is Planet Showbiz. Liquid News is almost upon us. Now on BBC Choice, I'll give Christopher Price a few moments to slide elegantly into his chair by slowly saying, "This is Liquid." We're back in the Kazi for the brilliant toilets in half an hour on BBC Choice. But first, a little strong language and much amusement in